Now at 6 o'clock, while we wait for the likely deployment of the National Guard to Portland later this week, we're taking a closer look at what that mobilization will actually look like. We have a live report from the city's ICE facility coming up in our top story. Plus,
Republicans and Democrats are blaming each other this morning after Congress failed to pass a spending bill last night. We'll tell you what's next for federal workers.
and Google may not be able to get you out of a traffic ticket, but it can get itself out of one. Coming up here at 6 o'clock, why a self-driving car got away with performing an illegal U-turn. The 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis, Rod Hill, what do you have for us, weather and traffic?
But time out. Does that mean the next time I get pulled over, if I ever get pulled over again, all I have to do is tell the officer, hey, I wasn't driving? I guess you're going to have that story coming up.
Just don't be in the car. Just don't be in the car.
Okay, all right. Here's a look at radar. This is a classic numerous shower day. We've had some lightning detected this morning north and offshore of Long Beach, just offshore of Tillamook. So far, it's just been a mix of gentle and some heavier showers embedded moving through the Portland area and down into Salem. So there's some breaks in the rain and then you get wet, and that's the way it's going to be. Right now there's a pretty good chunk of rain coming through the heart of downtown Portland, if that is where you are getting ready to come into. So the bricks are wet with raindrops falling. 58 degrees from the Pioneer Park building location. Our bus stop weather, absolutely rain jackets. It's an even chance of numerous showers coming and going throughout the day today. Mid-50s out the door, 64 at noon, about 66 degrees when the kids get out of school. Here's Chris.
All right, Rod, thanks for that. We'll pick it up in southeast Portland very early this morning. I want to show you some video shot of a truck that actually clipped some overhead wires near 122nd and Division. Okay, I guess we don't have that video, but I can tell you that the intersection was closed for a little while. It has reopened, so 122nd and Foster is good to go. All right, let's pick it up in Clackamas County. Northbound 99E, we've got a lane blocked near South End Road. There's a crash just north of the Canby area, so be on the lookout for that. Not sure if it's weather related, but of course at this point the rain is starting to fall to Rod's point. There's the road spray, the vapor trails coming off the car at Skyline Boulevard. That's Highway 26, and there you go. You can see the rain there falling steadily on that camera lens. That said, our freeway drive so far is still in relatively good shape, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Hundreds of Oregon National Guard members set for deployment here in Portland later this week after President Trump once again said the city looks like a war zone.
Oregon state leaders are pushing back and have sued to block the deployment, but we want to take a closer look at what it could look like. So Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is outside the city's ICE facility near the South Waterfront. Thomas, what should we expect?
Yeah, guys, well, we probably won't see those 200 National Guard troops here on the streets of Portland until the end of the week at the earliest. Still, National Guard officials tell us that they've been told to ready those troops for the assignment.
We understand that we'll be doing some federal facility protection, some federal employee protection activities, but that's about all we know at this time.
Now, that was Lieutenant Colonel Charles Patzer, and he tells us it's still unclear how long the training will take. Right now, they just know they will guard federal facilities and federal employees. On Tuesday, President Trump doubled down on why he thinks a military response is necessary in the Rose City.
How about Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone? And I get a call from the liberal governor, "Sir, please don't come in. We don't need you." I said, well, unless they're playing false tapes, this looked like World War II. Your place is burning down.
Now in Salem, legislators are asking questions about this deployment as well. We learned it'll cost $3.8 million to pay for the 200 service members over 80 days. In a subcommittee, lawmakers reiterate that whatever their opinion is on the deployment, they realize the Guard is made up of Oregonians.
I hope you've heard from this side of the dais our support for the Oregonians who are following orders. These are our brothers and sisters, our family members, our coworkers, people who work with us in this building. And we recognize the situation that the president is putting them in.
And back out here live along the South Waterfront, right outside the ICE facility. Look, we know there's been a handful of arrests this week for minor offenses. Though, guys, right now it's very uneventful. It's very quiet. There's really nobody out here. We saw one protester a few minutes ago, but besides that, it's been quiet along the south waterfront. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. The federal government is now shut down after Congress and the White House couldn't reach an agreement on how to extend federal funding.
This is the first government shutdown since 2018 during the middle of President Trump's first term. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest for us from Washington, D.C.
This morning, as the consequences of a government shutdown start rippling across the country, on Capitol Hill, frustrated lawmakers starting a new clock to reopen.
It's time to end this and release the hostage. Let's get back to work.
Republicans and Democrats trading blame after two last-ditch funding votes failed in the Senate Tuesday night. Without the necessary 7 Democrats crossing over to back it, they're holding out to restore health care cuts and extend Obamacare subsidies.
Fix health care premiums and spare Americans the calamity of skyrocketing through the roof health care costs.
Republicans argue those discussions can wait, voicing pessimism about the current standstill.
There literally is nothing to negotiate. They're bringing in extraneous issues that don't have anything to do at all with keeping the government open.
Despite the shutdown, Social Security, Medicare, and VA benefits will continue along with student loans. But national parks could close, and roughly 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed. Many more, including TSA agents, required to work without pay until the shutdown ends.
We're looking for bombs, weapons, stuff like that, and you can't miss, right? So you don't want officers with added stress of how am I going to pay my bills?
President Trump raising the stakes, reiterating his threat of mass layoffs while blaming Democrats.
Cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
Democrats adamant those cuts are already happening, pushing for leverage now.
They've got to sit down and negotiate with Democrats.
As the nation waits for what's next. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Coming up here at 6:30, we're going to have more reaction from local lawmakers. We'll also have how the government shutdown could impact people here in the Northwest.
New this morning, the Federal Administration for Children and Families is investigating Oregon's policy on LGBTQ+ foster youth. The rule requires prospective parents to agree to support LGBTQ children. The investigation appears to stem from the case of Jessica Bates, an Eastern Oregon mother who sued the state 2 years ago, who says the policy violates her rights to free speech and religion. That case is still moving through a federal court.
Cuts and changes to SNAP benefits in the U.S. by way of President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill are starting to get phased in. Oregon's Human Services Department says the changes will mainly impact 3 groups of people in the state. People who get utility assistance, those who are able to work but have no children, and refugees or other lawfully present immigrants. Anyone applying for SNAP at this point will have to meet the new requirements. Other people will be notified of eligibility changes within the next few weeks. We have more information about this in the online version of this story at KGW.com.
Your time now is 6:08, and you may start to feel a little less strain at the pump. Gas prices in Oregon and most other states are trending down as we switch to winter blend fuel. So here's a look at this morning's averages. According to AAA, the average price in Oregon is $4.18 a gallon, $4.45 in Washington, and $3.16 nationally. AAA says gas prices tend to drop in the fall during the switch from summer blend to winter blend fuel, which costs less to produce.
All right, quick traffic alert for you this morning. The closure of the historic Columbia River Highway just east of Multnomah Falls has been rescheduled to Monday. The closure was initially set for today through next spring, but it had to be delayed because of the rain this week. It will be closed to repair and preserve an elevated section known as a viaduct. You'll still be able to get to the lodge, though, and the falls from the west, but you can't go beyond that point. Exit 31 off I-84 will still be an option from both directions.
All right, let's take a look at our Wells Fargo Skycam looking over the city this morning. Looks a little cloudy out there. We were just talking about rain here and some road closures, so let's bring in Rod Hill to talk more about that rain that we're expected to see.
Sing it with me. You ready? Raindrops keep falling on my head. Come on, guys.
But that doesn't
mean my something I don't know the rest of these words.
Oh my God!
All right, Providence Park. Here we go. We got some of our cameras zoomed in where you can see the raindrops. It is the Portland downtown is kind of in the middle bullseye of a rain area right now, as you can see it from the park there, 55 degrees. You can see the raindrops I think you can see them if you look. You have to look more carefully, but they are there in the West Hills over the Oregon Zoo, where it's nice and wet as well. And here's that rain that's kind of centered over downtown Portland right now. This is for the most part gentle rain, but if you pull out, we've had some lightning up here offshore from Long Beach, and even earlier this morning offshore from Tillamook. And you can see some bright yellow color, some heavier rain pockets up in Clark County right now. This will be a numerous shower day, and at times the showers will be heavy as they pass through the area. We're in the 50s out the door, 58 up in Battleground and Westland, 57 in Salem, 58 degrees in Albany. This afternoon, here's what we have. The best chance for thunder and lightning would be in scattered showers out east and near the coast, where we've already seen some of that lightning activity. There's the chance of a rumble of thunder here in the valley, but for the most part, I think we're just dealing with numerous showers, and some of them will include some heavier rain rates. 66 today, far fewer showers tomorrow, and then the dry forecast begins on Friday. We still have dry weather after that all the way into the first part of next week. Pretty wet out there right now. That's your forecast.